What does spirituality look like in a child? Does religion make a genuine difference in the lives of children and youth? Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey to share with you the importance of church youth programs and the positive impact they can have on social behaviors. According to research conducted by Barna Group, they discovered that teens, adults, and pastors feel church ignores the problems of the real world. Church is boring, the Bible isn't clear, they feel judged when they make a mistake, and it does not help with their emotional problems. Churches are not preparing the next generation to follow religion in this rapidly changing culture. Religion can have a positive impact on adolescent behavior, and recognizing this will help youth connect to church. With these changes comes the goal of developing a clear sense of self. Adolescents explore their own values, ethics, spirituality, sexuality, and gender. They are not only learning to fit in, but to find what makes them unique. I found this to be true during my years as an adolescent attending youth programs, which helped me to cope with life's hardships and taught me skills needed to live my life grounded, refraining from temptation and distraction that could steer me down the wrong path. In an article by Byron Johnson, he identifies linkages between religion and a wide range of attitudes, behaviors, and life events. Religious programs are associated with reductions in the likelihood of associating with delinquent peers involved in criminal activity and drug use. In order to recognize this link, there are three main points. 1. Parents must examine their own lives for evidence of a growing relationship within the church. 2. Leaders, including parents, need to communicate effectively to youth about life challenges. And 3. They need to establish strong ministries that cater to today's youth. In regards to parents, there are believers and there are seekers. When you find a youth believer, you find parents that are believers. But when you find a youth seeker, you find parents whose beliefs are uncertain or just plain non-existent. Children acquire their spiritual guidance from their parents and or caregiver. And in order to shape their faith, parents need to evaluate not only what they do, but also what they say. According to a survey conducted by Lifeway of over 1,000 Protestants ages 18 to 30, found that 30% of them during their adolescent years continued in church because their parents were committed to the church. This brings me to point 2. Meaningful communication between youth leaders and parents with adolescents, making certain they are understanding their needs and asking more effective questions and offering youth encouragement rather than praise. Child psychiatrist Fritz Rettel used to say to groups of parents, "Get out your paper and pencils. I am going to tell you the 3 most important things you can ever know about raising children." The parents would wait breathlessly for his words of wisdom, and then he would simply just say, example, example, example. So, if what you are reading is a true statistic, then what about the other 22%? 16% feel their teachers are their number one influence, and the remaining percentage feel it is their youth pastor. Which leads me to point 3. Establish ministries that cater to today's youth to help reconnect back to church. Youth ministry is not about children, it's not about adults, and not about families. It's about adolescents who are struggling to navigate the transition from childhood to adulthood. But we can't establish these ministries if this is the perception. Have youth ministers watered down the gospel, changed the face of Jesus, recreated Christianity? How do we stop the youth from fleeing away from church programs? I know someone who ran towards the church. High school dropout, pregnant at 16, connected with a church where she found comfort and security. Through the program, she found strength to give the child up for adoption, got her GED and a job, and is currently attending college. We have to bring awareness to the disconnect of today's youth and church and show how reestablishing youth programs will help to build bridges between them and adults so they can develop positive social skills and positive self-image. In summary, parents need to evaluate their own beliefs. Leaders and role models need to communicate effectively with the youth and solicit feedback in order to establish strong ministries. Studies have proven that practice of religion leads to a reduction in the incidence of domestic abuse, crime, substance abuse, and addiction. Plus, religious practices lead to longevity in education attainment, increased self esteem, and enhanced coping skills. Today's youth is of a different generation who lack personal relationship with adults. Positive role models can help reconnect adolescents back to church to help minimize negative influences and provide them a place to socialize in a safe and healthy environment.